Have you cleaned up your child's diet? Gone gluten-free? Cut dairy? Have you bought the very expensive probiotics? Maybe spent hundreds, maybe even thousands of dollars on supplements, testing, even healing gut protocols? And yet, your child is still struggling with constipation, reflux, eczema, anxiety, sleep disorders, and sensory meltdowns, and even behavior challenges. Does this sound familiar? So if this is you, I want you to hear me say something today. You haven't failed, okay? In fact, you've probably been doing everything you knew to do, and you've been looking for information everywhere. But what if you've been working downstream instead of fixing the problem upstream? Because here's something that almost no one talks about, and that's why we're talking here today, is that your child's brain is what tells the gut how to function. Brain, gut, brain. It's not the other way around. If the nervous system is stuck in stress mode, the gut simply can't work the way it was designed to. Does that make sense? So today, I'm going to explain why so many families get stuck, why the gut protocols often plateau, and why we always start by looking at the nervous system first. Okay. So if you're an exhausted parent, this video is for you. This is for you as a parent who's tried every change to the diet. You've tried supplements, you've tried functional medicine, you've done food sensitivity testing, you've done every therapy that you can think of, and maybe you're even back to medications or have always been on them, and you're still wondering, why isn't my child getting better? So if this sounds familiar, please keep watching, because this may finally connect all those dots that you've been wondering about. So every week at Reform Family Chiropractic, we meet families who tell us almost the exact same story. My child has a stomach ache. They only poop every few days. They had reflux ever since they were a baby. They've been such an incredibly picky eater. It drives me nuts. They have eczema. They are anxious. They're not sleeping. I mean, they are constantly getting sick. If this sounds familiar, wow, I'm glad you're here. At first, those sound like 6 or 7 different problems, but when you elevate the nervous system, when we evaluate what's going on, we start to see that they're often connected, because digestion doesn't happen in isolation, okay? It's controlled by the brain through the nervous system, because the central nervous system regulates every part of our body. So when that communication isn't working well, the gut can struggle to do what it was designed to do. The brain runs the gut. Most people have heard about the gut-brain connection, but many people picture it backwards. Okay, so they're thinking this: if I fix the gut, then I fix the brain. While the gut absolutely influences the brain, all right? They're interconnected, all right? So don't get all bent out of shape here, but the brain is constantly sending instructions down to the gut through the nervous system. So think about it this way: your brain is perceiving and coordinating everything, all right? So imagine your kitchen is stocked with the best groceries money can buy. Got it? Okay. You've got all the organic vegetables, grass-fed, grass-finished meat, fresh fruits, hand-grown in your local neighborhood. All the ingredients are there, but there's no chef. No one is organizing. No one's directing. No one is making the meal. Does that make sense? Okay. That's what happens when the nervous system isn't communicating efficiently. The food may be great, but the system running the kitchen isn't working well. One of the biggest players in this communication is something called the vagus nerve. And if you've been around our world, you've heard about this before. So it's often called the body's rest and digest and heal nerve. It is the brake pedal. Its job is to help regulate all these things like stomach acid. It affects digestive movement. It's going to really do the communication between the brain and the digestive organs. Okay. It's also guiding the immune response within the gut, because that's where a lot of immunity lies. So when your child is constantly living in that stressed fight or flight state, their body naturally shifts resources away from digestion to the other areas it needs. So think about it. If your brain thinks you're running from danger, it's not focused on digesting lunch. It's focused on survival. And even if it's just perceiving and coordinating every aspect of what's going on. So unfortunately, many kids today spend far more time in a stress state than their parents realized, especially in Texas. So what causes this? This is exactly what we teach in our workshop called the perfect storm. And so many times, long before these systems show up, stress can be affecting the nervous system. So sometimes it starts during pregnancy. You know, you were stressed during pregnancy, and sometimes during birth, it was a traumatic birth, or it just didn't go the way you wanted it to go. Maybe your labor was induced. Maybe it was very fast or very slow, or there was a C-section, or there was forceps or a vacuum assistance. All these factors play in creating this stress right from the get-go, and then it starts adding up. And then there's the reoccurring infections, there's antibiotics, there's illness, maybe there's food changes or even challenges. Environmental toxins, wow. And then you start seeing your kid hasn't been sleeping well or didn't sleep well. And then there was emotional stress somewhere mixed in there with all kinds of screen time because you were exhausted. Wow. So by the time many children reach that 3, 4, or 5, their nervous system has adapted to living in survival mode because nerves that fire together wire together. So the digestive system simply follows those neurological instructions. That's what it does. It has to take the cue from the chef. Now, please don't misunderstand me, okay? And I don't think you are, but nutrition matters. Healthy food matters. Reducing inflammation matters. Supplements absolutely have their place because we just can't get the nutrition from food unless you're working really hard. But if your child's nervous system isn't communicating well, those strategies often don't produce the results parents are hoping for. See the connection, brain, gut, brain? So this is why so many families that we work with, they tell us that we tried everything. And many times they haven't tried there's just so many things they have tried. They simply missed that foundation. Does that make sense? They didn't get the base taken care of. So when the nervous system begins functioning more efficiently, many of these healthy lifestyle shorts can finally start working together the way they were actually intended to work. But the nervous system has to begin regulating. And parents often tell us they notice these changes that extended well beyond digestion. So that's the initial problem. We start seeing the whole system get reset because at the heart of healing is sleep. It becomes more consistent. Constipation starts improving, okay? Reflux calms down, and we start seeing kids are less reactive. Their bodies appear more resilient. Every child is different. And this healing doesn't happen overnight. It's about time and repetition to get the system to reset. But when the body begins shifting out of survival mode and towards regulation, it's common for families to notice positive changes in multiple areas, that the original symptoms that brought them in are starting to diminish. So that's why we never change symptoms. We focus on helping the nervous system function at its best. We want to get to the core of what's happening. So if you've been trying everything for your child's gut, please don't lose hope. There may be another piece of this puzzle that hasn't been evaluated yet. Okay? So at Reformed Family Chiropractic here in McKinney, Texas, we start by measuring how your child's nervous system is functioning using the Insight scans. Okay? These scans give us an objective look at how well your child's nervous system is adapting to stress. We don't guess, we measure. So here, I create a personalized care plan using neurologically focused chiropractic care, which is designed to help restore that healthy communication throughout your body. So if you'd like to learn more, click the link below to schedule your consultation, send us a message, or just come join us at one of our free workshops that we do every month here at Reformed Family Chiropractic. You don't have to keep guessing. There's hope. There are answers. And we love to help your family discover them. I'm Dr. Matt Davis, and I want you to know that we don't trust our gut. We're going to find out how it's being affected by your brain so they can work together to get you the results you're looking for to get your kid back on track. I'm Dr. Matt Davis, Reformed Family Chiropractic, and we cannot wait to see you.